Are you someone who's fallen out of reading but wants to get back into a world full of magic, dragons and romance? Or maybe you're just looking for something fresh and exciting to next read? Well, I've got the perfect list of books for you. These are 5 fantasy novels or series that I've personally loved, that are easy to read and incredibly fun to get lost in. Let's dive in. So hi and welcome back, my fellow fantasy book lovers, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Kathy and I'm a fantasy book lover from Belgium. For today's video, I want to recommend 5 books or series that are super fun and easy to get into. To get started, I have the ultimate cozy fantasy books, and these are Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust. In these books, we follow Viv, the orc. In Legends and Lattes, she decides to retire from being a barbarian going on campaigns fighting evil, and she wants to start a coffee shop, hence Legends and Lattes. And in Bookshops and Bone Dust, we actually have a prequel to Legends and Lattes, because Viv is still actively fighting in this book. However, she gets injured and needs to rest it out a little bit into a tiny village where she starts helping in a bookshop. Both of these books are high fantasy but low stakes, and perfect if you want to ease into fantasy reading again. If you want more whimsical fairy-based books, there is of course the Emily Wilde series. At the moment of recording this video, 2 books are out and the third one is actually releasing pretty soon. In the first book, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Faeries, we follow academic Emily Wilde as she goes to a Nordic country to actually discover what fairies and fae live there and document it. In book 2, which is the map to the other lands, we continue on the story of book 1 as she wants to document the fae world even more. And the third book is going to be released very soon, and the title for that is the Compendium of Lost Tales. These are fae and fairies with a little bit of romance sprinkled into it, and I personally find them also like more a cozy vibe than a dark, high epic fantasy vibe. So these are really cozy, sweet and easy reads as well. Up next, we have a duology that holds a special place in my heart. This is Strange the Dreamer, A Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. In these books, we follow Laszlo Strange, who is becoming Strange the Dreamer in book 1. And he was orphaned at a very young age because of a war happening in the country that they live in. And he's actually raised in a monastery. One of the monks of that monastery is actually going a little bit insane, but he tells Laszlo tales of a long lost world. And Laszlo actually starts exploring more into old books about the mythology and starts delving in. But what if it wasn't just a fairy tale, and what if it came true? I think book 1 was one of the most beautiful books that I've read in recent years. In book 2, we continue the same story from book 1, although it takes a little bit of a darker turn. However, if like me as a kid you were obsessed with mythology, I think you will really enjoy these books. Now maybe you're more of a romance lover. I totally get that. One of my favorite romantasy series, so the focus is on the romance, however it is set in a fantasy village, is the Glimmerfall series by Sarah Hawley. There's currently 3 books out. We have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which I'm not holding up because I borrowed it to a friend of mine who's currently also obsessed with it. Then we have A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch, and finally there is A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. All of these books take place in the same village of Glimmerfall. So the witch of book 1 is actually the best friend of the witch we see in book 2, so the same characters keep coming back but then as background characters in different books. And for book 3, the werewolf is actually the boss of the witch from book 1 because she works at his plant store. So these are super easy romantasy reads. There is a big romance line between the characters, and I just found them very fun and very easy to get into. And if you enjoy these, then you know fantasy romance is for you, and there's a lot more that is available. And then finally, I also want to throw in an epic fantasy book recommendation. This is Dragons of Deceit by Weis and Hickman. And this is part of the Dragonlance series, which is a very big, long book series. It's mostly made up of trilogies that take place in the same world setting. However, each trilogy can be read separate from one another. And the entire Dragonlance series has been based upon D&D. So if you already love playing D&D and you want to delve more into that world building and realms, etc., then these books are perfect for you. There's dragons, there's wizards, there's epic battles, there's mythical items that you need to find. This has it all. And I personally couldn't recommend it enough if you want to get into high fantasy, into epic fantasy. So there you have it. 5 different types of books to help you fall back in love with reading. Whether you're into cozy fantasy, romantasy, or epic adventures, these books will have you hooked in no time. Let me know which one you're gonna pick up first in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more book recommendations. Thank you so much for watching and happy reading. Bye!